Hello, fellow Bluebaggers, and welcome back to Bluebaggers Edge. And we are back with another live stream, of course, but a bit of a different one for a preview of the next game against Port Adelaide in round 11. And we are, of course, joined by, as we were last time, which I think last time was a bit more of a raw reactions off the back of might have been the last game, I think it was, maybe. I don't know, I can't remember. But it is the same guest as last time. So apologies if you didn't enjoy the guest, but you have to grin and bear it because it's someone that I have to deal with and grin and bear every single day of my life. And it is my wife, Ash. So let's bring her in.
Hello.
How's it going?
Oh, great. We haven't spoken all night, so we can just talk on this, basically.
Yeah, exactly. That's what people were saying last time. Raina, who's one of our members, long-time members, and I think one of our first members, one of our founding fathers here at Bluebaggers Edge. So thanks for joining us, mate. Really appreciate every single time. I don't know what it is if you've got notifications turned on, Raina, but geez, you're on the money, absolutely on the money. So appreciate your support. But and yes, he says evening. Are you going by Mrs. Damo or Ash?
I'll go by Ash.
No, I prefer Mrs. Damo. Let's go with that.
No.
Yeah. So we have a few people joining us at the moment, but there's a little bit to get through. Of course, there's the obviously the preview of this weekend's game against Port Adelaide, and we are aiming for our first consecutive win in a little while. Actually, I think all season, actually, isn't it? Because our last one was against Richmond, so it would be dating back to last season and a fair while between drinks. But there is, of course, another issue that's if you want to call it an issue, but controversial moment, whatever it is you want to refer to it as, but cropped up today. I think it was today or yesterday.
Yesterday, last night
in terms of a record from another channel on YouTube, and we won't go into too much detail about it, but we might just speak about it ever so briefly and everything else because it ties in with the Carlton Respects round, which is incoming. So a little bit disappointing with regards to that and whatnot, but it was probably a good thing that it was called out. We have been joined by, of course, Mr. Allen. Thank you for joining us, mate. Good to see you yet again. Raina, you've said I'm a moderator on 10 different channels. Wow. So every notification I open. Okay, he says, okay, cool. He says, okay, cool, Mrs. Damo. So thank you for that, Raina. JEMZ, good to see you as well, mate. We should have rested Harry for his 150th so it can be celebrated at the G in a gold number 10. Very, very good call, mate. There's been so many of those clubs that have been taking the piss, like West Coast with Harley Reid, his 50th game. Is it 50th or 100th game? One of the two. And they've over in WA, their local rag, as we'll call it, they had on the front page a big photo of Harley Reid with the number 9 emblazoned in gold, which is quite funny. And then it was kind of like a big write-up. And the very last paragraph was saying, it's also Scott Pendlebury's record-breaking game. It's good humour. But
I mean, talk about something being dragged out. My goodness. And something like and a cash cow. My goodness.
Yeah, the cash cow side of things is quite. I feel sorry for him because it feels like an act of desperation because in recent times he was extorted, I think, money from one of his close associates. It might have been, I don't know if it was a former manager or one of his close friends.
Oh, yes. Management, I think I did hear this.
Yep. And he was owed money, which he didn't receive. And I don't know where that's at the moment. But you might have seen Pendles, he's been doing a fair bit of stuff on Instagram, especially. And it's like even promoting, what was it, when the social media ban came in for the youngsters, he was like promoting that for the government. He was doing like a video on the benefits of it. I'm like, oh my God, he is desperate for cash, which is quite embarrassing. But he could have just gone to Craig McRae and asked him for his last 50. That's that old story that he had on, was it Unfiltered or whatever it is with
Unfiltered,
which was a hilarious story, and I still don't know the truth behind that. if you haven't seen it, go and check it out. Craig McRae says that he gave his last $50 to a homeless person when he went out to the shops to get bread and milk, spotted this homeless person, gave him his last 50, went home empty-handed. Imagine going empty-handed, being able to walk through the door. His wife's like, "Sorry, love, where's the
groceries,
eggs and milk? Oh, sorry, I couldn't. I saw this homeless man, gave him my last $50. Oh, that's all right. That's all right. No worries." Ridiculous. We also have joining us, as he was last time, my good mate in Clint, aka Kerm. Is Barnaby French the best player to play for both Carlton and Port Adelaide? Very, very topical, considering we are playing Port Adelaide this weekend. That's a very good reference there. Do you remember Barnaby French?
I do, but did he wear number 11? Did I make that up?
He did, yes. Very good memory.
Okay, so maybe I do remember more than I think. I do remember a little bit about him, but I try to put that period of time sort of in the back of my mind. I was very young and traumatized by what happened to our football club back then.
Well, at least you weren't. Well, you were 5 years younger than me then, so I was kind of more understanding of what was going on. Whereas you could probably be like, "Oh, the club's just done something. They've been naughty."
No. My dad took me to and my dad took me to a rally at Princess Park, and everyone had T-shirts on that said, "It's my club and it's personal." And I think it was a rally to petition to the AFL about the sanctions. So I recall going to that, and then in my box of bits and pieces that, got handed to me by my parents when I moved out of home, there was a donation to the club that I made when I must have been, because when was it? 2002?
Yeah, 2001, 2003. Yeah. 2002 it was,
So
I think,
I
yeah.
would have been like 7 or 8. There was a donation that I'd made with my pocket money to the club because I think they were taking money to like recoup.
Oh God. Yeah, recoup the millions of dollars that we got fined.
Yeah, pretty sure. So there you go.
James E, is that in reference to Pendles? 3 million? Surely he didn't get extorted of 3 million, or wasn't given that 3 million that he was owed.
If you don't notice 3 million, I mean,
no wonder he's trying to flog as many of the Guernseys from his milestone game as he can.
12 Guernseys he's going to wear.
I think I spotted as well that they're going for upwards. I think it's like 50 grand or something per jumper. That's like the starting price.
Insane. And people would pay it, obviously.
Oh, they would, absolutely. Like crazy Collingwood supporters. Crazy. I mean, if it was Carlton, we would probably do the same thing as well.
We can't afford 50 grand for a jumper, but...
No, but where was it? I did spot it, and it was, I couldn't, oh, yeah, so, oh, no, sorry. Through the, so Scott Pendlebury, 433 record breaker, deluxe Guernsey, which it features select edition numbers of special relevance and high collected demand. Okay. 14,995 it starts at.
Jeez. There's a lot of interest on how he's going to change into 12 jumpers across the game. There's a lot of interest in everything. I think the funniest thing that could happen, and, being a Carlton supporter, this is what you hope for, would be that Collingwood lose the game.
Oh, like West Coast as well.
Cherry picked this game, thinking like we're going to win. It's going to be the best celebration. It's going to be all about Scott Pendlebury. Imagine if West Coast just came flying in and somehow beat them.
It would be glorious. It would be. Well, I mean, it's kind of like the club milestone / whatever it was.
That celebration that we played them.
Between us and them. Yeah. Yep. And we beat them. And that just rained in their parade.
And we were not traveling well. That was when we were pretty bad.
Yeah.
We still beat them.
Because I was working at Collingwood at that stage. I remember the game because I was covering it, and they had, it was a Peter Moore come out. He had Dacos, all the past legends parading out with the cups, and it was the most cheesy thing of all time. And it was pissing down with rain, and all the players were wearing like these crappy little raincoats. It was incredible to see that and be on their side and watch from behind enemy lines, watch us beat them. I was like, oh, glorious. Rainer, you've said I was at that game, Sydney game, when he broke about Barnaby French. It was the week before Pagan got the boot after the Brisbane game. So many coaches that we've actually sacked or have been let go after Brisbane games. It's crazy. He lost. What was that?
The kiss of death must be Brisbane.
Yeah. Kerm said Pendlebury lost a lot of money when A-League club Western United went under. Was he investing in them? Was he? JMZ. Oh, okay. There you go. The Pies lost to West Coast in their spoon year. And he's only selling one of the 12 jumpers. He's giving away the rest. That's what he says. That's what he says. And then his family members are going to sell them on his behalf.
That's smart, though. It drives the price of that one jumper up. Anyway,
yeah, exactly.
Enough talk about Collingwood. We don't like them.
There you go. Yeah, he had money in a trust fund linked. Gee whiz. That's pretty crazy. There you go. There you go. Well, with that, shall we begin by going through the preview of this game and coming off a win? It's incredible. How's it feel? I don't know about you, but it feels interesting.
It feels great. Like, I feel like it felt like a good win. It wasn't just a win, it was a convincing win as well. Like, I felt like we were in control in that last quarter in particular. I felt like I felt like Bulldogs didn't lose the game, we won the game, which I think is the difference. Like, the Richmond game was just like a lucky escape, but I feel like we genuinely earned the win last week, which was great. And I called it. So I felt extra good telling you I told you so when we won.
Not the first time I've heard that.
No, exactly right. So no, it was really it was good. Felt like the atmosphere felt really good. It just felt like everyone came in with a good mindset as well. Players, coaches, and supporters. Like, it didn't feel like that. You didn't have like a cloud hanging over us. It just felt a lot more nicer, which is great. So be interesting to see what happens this week and if we can bounce back. When's the last time we won interstate? Would have been a while ago.
Yeah. Jeez. I can't remember. Well, last win in 2025 was against Essendon, was it not?
I don't know. I can't remember.
Let me have a quick squiz. Anyone in the chat, if you know when our last interstate win was. So yeah, last win, round 24, was against Essendon. Excuse me. Let me just scroll through. So actually, yeah, it was against Port Adelaide, round 23. 118-64.
There you go.
Interesting. So
did we beat them by that much? Because we got smacked in Adelaide by Adelaide. I remember that.
Yeah. We ended up we'd lost a whole host of games. Because remember we lost to Port Adelaide in round 16, so we played them like 6 weeks apart.
Are you sure that was in Adelaide?
Or was that here? Oh no, that was here. Sorry, that was at Marvel. So at least we got some winning form against them previously. Gee whiz, yeah. No, yeah, we lost the game to them over there by 50 points, Adelaide Oval. Would have been, West Coast. Yeah, you're right, Rainer. Last year in Perth. Rainer, very, very good comment here. I actually forgot to watch after the siren of the Dogs game. I used to turning everything off. Self-preservation mode, very smart. You can unlock the that part of your mind now. So it's free. Voss is gone. We've cleansed ourselves. Got the holy water out. Be gone, demon. The power of Christ compels you. G'day, Wayno. Thanks for joining us, mate. Good to see you on. Yes, sorry, I should have kept up with the comments there. You were all across it, Rainer. Wayno, winning interstate is like a football leap year. Yeah, it happens very, very few and far between. Binger, how are you, mates? How's Dirksen look this week? who do you think he'll take as his opponent? Well, with that, let's just go through the teams for both teams and have a look at the ins and outs. Of course, Binger has a little bit of extra incentive here because I know for a fact he is an avid super coacher, much like myself, as you can see there with his name, kind of a bit of a giveaway. But we've all been waiting for those non-Carlton supporters for Dirksen to come into the team because he is the value option. But there is a little bit of a question as to whether or not he sticks around in the team. But he's been showing some pretty good form in the VFL, at least over the past couple of weeks. 2 weeks ago, kicked 5 goals too, and then last week he had around about 20 disposals. He took 10 plus marks, a number of intercepts, and looked really good. And he was back in defence, so he's earned a recall there. But it has come off the back of Wieders going out of the team through injury, which is interesting. Which I don't know where that's cropped up from.
He didn't look 100% last week though. And we said it, like when he got that knock, that was
I thought he was concussed.
We thought he was concussed because he was all over the shop, and he kind of was a bit all over the place the back end of the game as well. So I wouldn't be surprised if there's if it was concussion, they'd have to announce it, right? Because then he goes into concussion protocol.
Yeah, he only had, well, I said that he's got calf tightness.
Yeah.
So it didn't run out the main training session, but yeah, when he got to his feet, he stumbled backwards and how his hand was on his haunches. It was very strange.
Yeah, so I don't know. I reckon, he's got obviously calf tightness. Whether that's not just this week, but next week as well. Who knows? But yeah, I wonder if they actually have to say he's in concussion protocol if he is in concussion protocol, or if they don't, they can just call it whatever they want.
Yeah, well, they can say that it's a delayed concussion if he sustained one, but which some clubs do. But yeah, I wonder how many of those actually are clubs trying to iron over the fact that they got concussed in game and didn't.
Well, that's the thing. Like, our doctors are under a lot of scrutiny as it is after what happened, obviously, with Elijah. So, but I guess they probably wouldn't be wanting to make things up if it ever came out. It would look really bad.
Yeah. Exactly.
So we'd probably just say it is calf tightness.
Yeah, we've got an enemy in on the front line here. Copperlocks, how are you, mates? Thanks for joining us. No, we're not OnlyFans, unfortunately. But if you would like us to, if you want to throw us some money, as I've said, behind me there, which you can't see, is the cat scratching post. But if you want to see me wrap myself around it, mate, throw the dollary dues my way, and talk about paying rent, mate. You'll be paying more than rent with that sort of stuff. So thanks for joining us. Wayno, very, very good observation there. We should go through the rest. Yes. Flynn Young, finally into the team off the back of a number of goals over a number of weeks, and should have earned a recall way back. I mean, when Frankie Evans, when he wasn't playing early days, he was playing a couple of good games, should have come in then. You didn't.
Yeah.
Then we had Hayward getting suspended for a game, literally like for like, in good form, and I think it was like 8 goals in 3 games or something at that stage in the VFL for Flynn Young. Still didn't earn a crack, and I think that's a major issue. That aside from all the tactical issues that we had with Michael Voss, the one thing that I really despised was the fact that these VFL youngsters weren't getting rewarded for good form in the VFL, and consistently good form, not just one game here or there. It was, very frustrating, but finally earns his crack. So best of luck to the young man. And speaking of young man, Tyler Byrne as well earns himself a recall. He's an exciting bloke, isn't he? I mean, spoke to Kerm. If you're still tuning in, he reminds me, and I've said to him that he reminds me so much of Darren Hume. He's the, wears his heart on his sleeve, hard nut, and just throws himself in. But just a little bit, no disrespect to Darren Hume, but a little bit more talented than Darren Hume. Can kick a football, Tyler Byrne. His field kicking is insane. Of course, his kicking for goals pretty good as well. So good to see him back into the team. But of the other outs, we have Ollie Hollins, unfortunately injured. Forced changes here and there. But yeah, hopefully he comes back sooner rather than later. And then Zach Williams being managed as well. He's looked pretty sore in recent games, must be said, with Zach Williams.
Yeah, and Zach, got it with his history of injury. I wouldn't be taking any risks either. Give him a rest, and then hopefully he'll be fine.
Yeah, and Ollie has done an ankle. I don't know if they've put a timeline on that. I'll have to have a quick look, but um, yeah, it's a bit of a shame because he looked really good last week. It was one of his better
Mm,
games and
mm.
did a fair bit of good work with the footy. So positioning wise, and offers a fair bit of speed as well. And yeah, it always tends to happen when they have a decent game, they get struck down through injury. But those are the ins and outs on our side of the fence. But on the other side, for Port, they have Dante Vicentini, their ruck. He goes out of the team through omission. Lorenz omitted as well. And Lockie Jones goes out through injury. And of their ends, Todd Marshall, he was actually dropped, I think it was 2 weeks ago, and then didn't come back into the team last week, and then finally gets his call up back into the team. But he's been playing in defence, and then I think his previous game he was swung between defence and forward. And by all reports, from what journos are saying at the moment, that main training session for Port looks as though he might be playing back forward again. So be interesting to see where he lines up. But yeah, he's actually been looking okay in defence, but a bit more of a swing man nowadays. But yeah, it just offers another option for them. But speaking of forwards, just quickly, Georgiades. And let us know in the chat who you think is their biggest danger man. But Georgiades, for me, is the guy that tears us apart every single time.
Yep.
He's great hands, similar to Harry, and a great kick for goal. So he's the one that we really need to shut down. So it's unfortunate that Weeders is out of the team
Yep. Yep.
because I feel as though Dean, if he does play on him, is a little bit undersized. So you might see a little bit of a switch there. Maybe Dean goes to Whitlock, younger player, I think second-year player, Jack Whitlock, very talented. And perhaps Dirksen goes to Georgiades because, yeah, he's a big lad, Georgiades, and, can shift his opponent around very, very easily. So, he's the one for me that sticks out. But Corey Durden, we face him.
Yeah, I was literally just looking at that. It's so sad.
Yeah,
If
yeah,
anyone boos Corey Durden, not okay.
yeah. He was.
I don't agree with booing. Like, people were booing Matt Kennedy last week,
Oh no,
originally, like, when the game started. He didn't leave because he wanted to leave.
no,
We talked about a little bit about it last week about how that whole situation was handled. So, yeah, I understand to a degree booing players when it's warranted, but for a player like Corey Durden that just wanted to go home, I don't think that's warranted.
yeah,
TDK or Silvani, different story. Like, they really did get booed and was pretty aggressive, but I can kind of understand why people would do it. Don't condone it though.
no. Well, with Corey, I think he was. I don't know again if he just wasn't played correctly because a lot of the time as well he gets pushed up the ground. He's been playing more as a high half forward, which is I think is okay, but I don't know if he was played traditionally enough in the role of a small forward. And at Port, I think he's kicking. I think he might be averaging around about a goal a game, probably even more. He's been kicking a couple of bags here and there, and showing that he can actually perform at senior level on a consistent basis. So I do wonder if it was just were we stunting his development? I don't know, but I was always a fan of Dirds, and I know he was kind of
Yeah.
the whipping boy at various stages from the supporter base, which I think is a bit unfair, especially when the likes of a Motlop is so highly protected by a lot of the supporter base. Oh, it's probably split down the middle, probably with Mott's, but I felt as though Durden was receiving a fair bit of flack more than say a Motlop or any other player that kind of had continuously off games. So yeah, it was a bit unfortunate, but yeah, he requested a trade in the background, and yeah, went back to Adelaide, and yeah, it seems to be carving out a bit of a spot at Port Adelaide, which is good to see. But yeah, he'll kick a bag, no doubt, against us, as always is the case when an ex-Carlton player plays us for the first time. They normally perform out of their skin. Wayno with Dirks, yeah, he played a very good game, didn't he? A very, very good game. So good to see that he's earned himself a recall, and yeah, he's got another opportunity to, because I think he played 2 games back to back, and then got given the arse off the back of it's what wasn't the biggest standout, but yeah, I think he just needs a little bit of time to adjust to senior level. But in the VFL last week, he had 23 disposals, 15 marks, 5 of which were contested, and 12 intercepts. And then the previous week, playing forward, 5 goals too. So yeah, he's in really good form at both ends of the field. So yeah, good to see. As you said there, Rainer, he's been great at both ends. Do you think he will play on Mitch? You're talking about Dirks? Yeah, potentially. They might give him first crack and then they might swing some changes. But, I mean, on the bench, who have we got? They've got a Hainsey as well, but, yeah, probably not like for like. Gov, does he go back in defence? Hopefully not, because he's been playing okay in
Really
the
good
forward
forward.
half.
Yeah.
Ellen, think Wieders should have a couple of games off and maybe manage Cripps as well. I don't mind it. Yeah, he's looked pretty sore at stages, as we said. So, yeah, probably
Plus,
need
he
to
had
decide.
like that injury heading into the season. Like he started off on the
Mm,
wrong foot this season. So yeah, and Cripps obviously looked really good last week, but you can tell he's been sore and carrying something this season as well. So I think
yeah.
managing them. I mean, it's not like we're going to make a grand final, so
Yeah,
you know, no need
exactly right.
to stress them out, stress their bodies out to the max.
Wayne, Wieders trained for the first third on open training, then went off. Sort of fits the calf story. So it wasn't the club trying to cover anything up with the concussion side of things, but
Not
Rayner,
that we think that they cover things up all the time, but
yeah, not all the
we're
time,
just
but
thinking outside the box of what maybe could be happening. Not
yeah,
sometimes it's not always as it appears.
yeah, there are mistruths
Yes,
from every club, but yeah. Rayner, I think they should be rewarding good form of the twos and bring them into the senior team and keep everyone on their toes. Yeah, and that's part of the reason why that process exists, is to reward,
yeah,
obviously, to incentivize those players in the VFL that if they perform well, they earn a recall, and conversely, those that don't perform at senior level go back to the seconds, and it just speaks for itself. I mean, it's been part of football since the inception of it. So, yeah, it's strange that we kind of have veered away from that, and it seemed as though that Voss had his favourites, or pressure forwards were definitely, I think, a favourite of his, where he would just be rewarding games to players without necessarily having any good form. Frankie at one stage was in that boat. Motlop's another player. There's a whole host of these players here. I mean, Fogarty, another one. It's like, how many pressure forwards can we have without a lot of those players not kicking goals from week to week? They keep
yeah.
getting games. A big issue. Ollie is 3 to 4 weeks. There you go. So a little bit of time on the sidelines for him, which is probably a good thing anyway. I mean, he had that week off when we played interstate, but yeah, he's obviously been through a fair bit with his brother, and hopefully his brother's going well. It's good to see that nothing has been reported on the media about it, and they've actually respected his privacy as well, just with regards to
Agree,
that.
agree.
Rayner, Port are trying to stretch our defence for height. It looks as though, because yeah, Dean, Dirksen, I mean, Cowan's not exactly tall. Likewise, Haynes, and that's about it. We've got McGovern on the bench. So yeah, they're
What's
definitely
going on
stretching
with
us.
what's going on with Young? Is he just not being picked, or is he injured, or
Who's that? Sorry.
not Flynn Young, the other
Oh,
Young?
yes. No, he's in the VFL. Actually, I'll bring up the this is the report card of the VFL, and he had 21 disposals, 10 marks, 6
Lewis
contests, and
Young.
10 intercepts. So it says there he had an outstanding game as a key defender, took a number of intercept marks in either won or halved many one-on-one contests under pressure. His ball use continues to improve every week, which
Who's our emergencies for
really speaks
this
to.
game?
It is.
So I'm surprised he wasn't. If Weeders is out, I'm surprised he wasn't brought back in.
Yeah, he's an emergency. Liam
Yeah, I'll be
Reedy,
very.
Lewis Young, and Blake Acres.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'd
I think
be
you'll find that
surprised if
Dirksen.
he doesn't come in.
Yeah. Oh, well,
Watch for a late change.
yeah. I don't know who would go out though.
Mm.
Yeah, I think they'll probably back in Dirksen, but I guess
But
looking at their
Dirksen can play both ends, so
Yeah,
maybe. I don't know. See what happens.
Yeah, well, Georgiades and Whitlock are the main two talls there. Berries are small. Joe Richards is kind of mid-sized. Durden's are small. Moraes, I think, is around about mid-sized. So in terms of their frontline experience, they've virtually just got Georgiades as their main tall, and Whitlock's the youngster, but yeah, very talented for that. St. Binger, I reckon Dirksen should take him. There you go. Spoken from the mouth of the new assistant coach, by the sounds of it, Binger. Rayner, he went home for his family and especially his sister. Oh, yes, of course, that's Corey Durden. Yeah, which is totally understandable. And
yeah, completely fair.
As well. What was that?
I said completely fair.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's completely fair. As I said, if anyone boos him, I will not be impressed.
No. Surely no one does. But there's always one or two who are just complete nuffies and just boo any ex
one or two, player. Whatever. But if I hear it on the TV, then that's not one or two.
Yeah. I don't think. I mean, I think we've got a decent supporter base in Adelaide.
We do. Yeah, we do.
So we'd probably hear it on the broadcast. I was going to say maybe it gets drowned out, but you'd probably hear it. Yeah. Binger, could Kemp roll back and play on Mitch possibly? Yeah, potentially. We've got Gov on the bench, so yeah, if he swings back, we can obviously bench one of the other players, and if Billy rolls up as a bit of a higher player, run and carry, then there's an opportunity there for him to fill a hole. Wayne Durden was played at a position to what his strengths are. Not the only one, yeah. I spoke about it at length in that video about Michael Voss's departure and where the failings came from, and that was one of the areas that so many players that weren't being played. And I reckon it's a common trend. If you look at a lot of the coaches that have departed in recent times, they kind of, I don't know if it's a desperation play or what it is, but even Leon Cameron, when he was at the Giants, like he was playing players out of position. Like Kelly plays traditionally his best game, in my opinion, is when he's on the wing or, as an outside runner in the midfield. And he was being pushed up to the forward line. Canelio was like in a pocket up forward, and it was just crazy stuff. And yeah, similar with Voss, but he kind of did it across a number of seasons. And there was players there that, and even dating back to, remember when Adam Saad, when he was not being used as that rebounder with the run and carry off halfback, he's probably one of the first examples of Voss misusing a player and not playing them to their strengths. And he turned him into like a lockdown defender, because I think he played on, might have been a Charlie Cameron or someone at some stage, and, played a good game. And then in Voss's mind was, all right, we're going to use him as a lockdown and nullifying defender as opposed to an attacking defender, which is his bread and butter and what he does best. So, yeah, it's very, very frustrating, but we don't have to worry about that anymore. Voss made a lot of selection errors. What's that?
We don't need to worry about it anymore.
No. Widescreen TV, but I think the C is missing. Have they put Wiedering on ice to not affect his trade value? Nah, don't think so. It's worth, I guess, a discussion point in light of what's been spoken about in the media, but the media just want to throw as many darts as they can at the dartboard that have any trade, that generate trade discussion, and they'll continue doing it. So it was just trying to them manufacturing a headline out of nothing. But he shut that down pretty emphatically, didn't he?
Yeah, I would trust that more than Cripps not being traded. I would trust Weeders would be staying more. You know what I mean? Out of the two, I would trust that Weeders would be staying more than Cripps. Not that saying that Cripps is going to go, but out of the two, I would say Weeders would stay.
Yeah, because the way he phrased it, wasn't it? Because he spoke about his focus is on this season, which, reading between the lines, is he referring to this season because he doesn't want to speculate beyond this season, or is it, it's just
I reckon he was just protecting himself. Protecting himself and not knowing who your senior coach is going to be, not knowing what the rest of the year looks like. Like, I feel like he probably didn't want to lock himself into saying something when that could change. Like, what if the senior coach comes in and he's like, nah, not for me.
Exactly
you
right.
Never know. And he's been through it how many times? I don't blame him.
Yeah, it gets pretty stale at some point in time. Young is definitely break glass in case of emergency. Yeah, he is. Wayne and myself have had good discussions about Lewis at training when we've run into each other. Of course, Wayne is Wow Jones' icon. And as you said, they're playing very good footy in the twos, but he's such a nice bloke, and I think he's a good presence around the footy club, and he doesn't seem like the sort of guy who would be complaining that he's playing seconds. He just puts his head down and just continues plying his trade, which is good. You need those sort of guys, and came in handy over the past couple of seasons when we've had injuries to key tools. So keep him on as long as we can, and hopefully he turns it around and can get a bit of a crack and continue taking that next step. Georgiadis will kick 10 goals. Yep. I don't know if you've joined us late or from the start, Brian. You've been lurking, but as I said, he's the danger man, and he's kicked bags against us continuously. Rainer, I think Durden will be our biggest headache. There you go. Interesting.
Well, he knows the club, he knows the team, he knows, well, maybe not the game plan anymore because that's probably changed a bit. But yeah, it makes sense. He's got all the inside info.
Knows the strengths and weaknesses of defenders and who he can exploit, who turns left when he knows he can turn right and exploit all the basic sort of things. Wayno, if we win out of the centre, their tall forwards don't matter. Yeah, well, that's exactly right. That's what we need to do is win in the middle, and that takes the headache out of things of trying to nullify their forward line. Look.
Oh, sorry, you go.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, and the way that we were moving the ball out of the centre last week was just exquisite. So hopefully we see a little bit more of that. And yeah, it doesn't even have to go up the other end, then we don't have to worry about it. It's very true.
Yeah. And yeah, we got on top against the Dogs in that game, didn't we? In the middle, and that was half the trouble. And it was amazing that it was probably good to retread back over it. But the way that we played, the way we moved the ball out of the contest was just like left me thinking, why weren't we doing this earlier? It makes no sense. Like running in waves, providing options laterally to handball to when you're about to be hit with an opponent running at you, all that sort of stuff. Like just basic stuff. And it seemed as though there was more cohesion. They were playing for each other. I don't know if it was just confidence with the weight being lifted off their shoulders, but yeah, even at stoppages, like we knew we had options to handball to and weave our way out of traffic and out of situations. So yeah, it was refreshing to see. So hopefully that continues.
Hopefully, and I just speaking on defenders as well. I want to shout out Lockie Cowan because he had a really good game last week as well. And I know that because every time he got the ball, I mooed because, and I mooed a lot at the game. So I thought
it was the cow that you were milking next to me.
Yeah, no. He was really, really, really impressive. So, if he brings another game like he did last week as well, again, if it gets into their forward half, then I feel like, we're covered to a degree. Weeders is obviously the biggest missing piece, but Dean's also been really promising. I know he has like his moments, and he has some he's only a first-year player, so I know he has like his moments and things that I think he gave away another free, like a pretty, I can't remember what it was now. Like he had that the really bad one for pushing. Oh my God, my memory. Not last week, the week before.
Against Brisbane.
He pushed someone into the fence, and then they got the extra goal.
Oh,
and then last.
Yeah, can't recall who it was.
Anyway, and then last week he gave away another crucial free at a point, and I can't recall what it was exactly. But anyway, he does some of those things, but like his effort, you can't say anything bad about his effort. Like, he really does try. Levi, that's right.
Yeah. Roger Ramjet.
No, I don't think it was Levi that got pushed into the fence. He was the one that did the.
Oh, yeah, he ducked his head, and then went down like water, and Walshy got in his face.
Yes, that one. But then there was anyway. But you can't fault Dean for his efforts, is what I'm trying to say. So I think he'll give it a red hot crack, even if he gets Georgiadis. I think he'll give it a red hot crack.
Yeah, exactly. He's got a fair bit of mongrel to him, which is good to see. Yeah, Rainey, you're right. Yeah, can't defend small forwards. We always have issues with them. No matter which team it is, they get off the chain. So yeah, maybe that's something we need to worry about. Joe Berry is a talented player. He's yet to find a bit of continuity in his game, but high draft pick. Richards is pretty good in his own right, and yeah, obviously Corey Durden, who we're quite familiar with. Wayno, media just guessed and try to tell us it's invested. Yeah, exactly. They've done all this investigation to unearth this story that they just manufactured themselves.
I think as well, managers feed fake stories to journalists to help push whatever trade they're trying to facilitate.
Yeah.
So say, oh, we're talking to blah, blah, but they're actually not, but they want to be talking to them. Or they want, they want the seed to be planted. So I think the managers are sneaky as well.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, if they want to, well, with the Butters situation, like it's starting to come out now that the narrative's being pushed towards, which it already has been, but he said that it's going to be an emotional decision. So it's kind of already pushing towards the fact that he's going to leave Port Adelaide. And
did you see the theory that he's going to be going to the Bulldogs?
Yeah, I reckon he probably will. Yeah.
I think it was, I don't know if it was Mitch Cleary or who it was, but analysed Bontempelli when he shakes hands with other captains. And
it's like professional. And with him, it was like the shoulder bump.
Yep.
Yeah. It was pretty good.
Hilarious.
He's a big lifelong doggy supporter, which I don't think really means too much when you're in the system. But
no.
Yeah, he's got a little bit of a connection there. Widescreen fans been saying they'd be okay with Cripps leaving to a West Coast or WA like club, but what if he went to another Victorian team to try and win a flag? I think it's reasonable. Not sure how the fans will react though. Yeah, I reckon they'd be more able to stomach it if he was going back to WA as opposed to if he was going to, imagine if you went to a Collingwood. My word,
oh,
there would be no forgiveness if that was the case. But yeah, if he was to go to a Hawthorn or someone, it wouldn't be as well received, I don't think.
Well, who's in their premiership window in Vic?
Well, people have been saying Hawthorn, but they're probably the biggest.
Bulldogs, maybe.
Yeah, Geelong.
Always in the premiership window.
Yeah, that's probably it.
I would say there's more chance of him going to a Freo than, like, I don't think and just knowing we think we know of him, obviously, but just knowing, Cripps has been extremely loyal. I just can't see him going to another Victorian club. I feel like it would be the home thing for him.
Yeah. I think that would be definitely the pull. But I wouldn't begrudge him if he wants to go to the team that's best contending for a flag. I mean, he's been playing for how long now in the system, and he's had to deal with so many coaches, as you said. In and out of the Carlton team, and we came close enough to success, and the closest we've had is in that prelim against the Lions, and that's his fleeting taste of success. Whereas, I guess the lifespan of a player's career that Cripps had, more often than not, of his quality, they would at least be tasting, a grand final. Think back to St Kilda and their great team when they lost to Geelong and then they lost to Collingwood, and then again in the grand final replay. And at least those players there had 3-2 bites of the cherry there, winning a flag. And he's he hasn't had a shot at all. So yeah, deserves a shot at playing finals at the very least. Everyone did their part against the Dogs. Indeed, it was an even contribution across the board, which was again quite refreshing. Raynard, in regards to what Widescreen said about Cripps, I hear you. He's only played 4 finals, unfortunately. There you go. It's pretty dire. Wayno Cripper wants the one club badge. Not saying it's impossible, but I suspect just give him a nibble of enjoyable footy, he'd stay. Money isn't an issue. He's set himself up nicely outside of footy. Well, of course, with all the ads he's doing, the Amy ads.
He's wearing his brand at the doorstop. Did you see like Hutchie did like a full analysis of him wearing his Olivia gear in the doorstop for Voss, and then there was like a picture of him walking out of his car on the Olivia Instagram page as well. That like literally like from before he went to the doorstop. Yeah,
he should have just taken.
He's a smart businessman.
He should have taken the complete piss and just walked in with like a full-on banner or a cardboard cutout, like a sign, and just like held it in front of him.
The club wouldn't have been happy with that. But Hutchie reckons he parked further away, so he had a longer walk.
Oh, there you go. Strategic. Yeah, strategic. But if it's not a sponsor that conflicts with a club sponsor, I don't think the club can really say anything because it's his own brand, it's his own affiliation. So it'd just be a nice little piss take, I think. It'd be quite funny, I reckon. There needs to be more of that sort of stuff, bit of humour out of a situation like that. Is what it is.
Yeah.
Raina Carolyn Wilson reports fake news. I'm shocked. Yeah, she's all over the non-footy related stuff as well, isn't she?
Oh yeah. But not only Caro, they've all got their little, people talking in their ear.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, feed the information.
That's right.
Collingwood has more senior citizens than I realised they do. Yeah, they're quite unique, are the Pies. Cripps has played under Malthouse, Bolton, Teague, and Voss, plus Barker, as the interim, and now Fraser as the interim. Yeah, he's had a few across the journey, that's for sure. Yeah, it's probably something to chat about again with regards to who is the next coach, which we touched on previously. But I don't know if there's been any other news that have come out. But apart from the fact that there have been assistant coaches at other clubs who I've never heard of saying that, because, the media, again, all these footy shows, Footy Classified, the Agenda Setters, all the other ones, they have been talking about, who would want to coach Carlton? They're a poison chalice, this, that, the other. And then it's come out over the past week and a bit with assistant coaches saying, yeah, I'd love the opportunity to coach Carlton. It's like, God,
I think the news this week was that Adam Simpson came out and said he will not be going forward for the position. So that was probably like he reconfirmed. Because I asked him last week, of course, because I ask every week. They asked him last week and he was like, not interested. They asked him again and he was like, now that you've had a week to think about it, and he said not interested. So I think Adam Simpson can be ruled out. And just from the feeling from, last week we were talking about, is it going to be an experienced coach or one that's, a tried and tested coach or someone that's completely new? I just hearing what's been happening in the media, and you take it with a grain of salt, but just hearing what's been sort of happening, my gut tells me it will be someone who is not tried and tested. It'll be someone new.
Yep. Yeah, I agree.
I don't think it'll be a Hinkley. I don't think it'll be a Buckley, a Longmire. Simpson said no. So to me, I think it'll be a new, like you said, all these assistant coaches are putting their hand up. And why wouldn't they? They get a shot at it. If that's what they want. I don't think anyone's going to, knock back an opportunity if they want to be a senior coach and one pops up.
Yeah. Well, Daniel Pratt was one of those, which I didn't even know he was an assistant coach. The Dogs. He was saying that he was keen to put his hat in the ring. There's just to rattle off some names. Hayden Skipworth, James Kelly, highly rated. Danny Daly, Ash Hansen, who we know about. James Hurd, it was quite funny on Footy Classified as well. They threw the question to him when he was on the desk, and he said, geez, I couldn't imagine, to words of the effect of, I couldn't imagine that Essendon or Carlton supporters would be receptive of me taking over the role. So that pretty much rules him out. I think he's just a funny way of him saying that he's probably not too keen. Brendan Lane, I think he's at the Western Bulldogs midfield coach. Adrian Hickmott, I think he's still at Hawthorn, previously at West Coast, West Coast before that. Daniel Jarnes-Aracusa. Sean Grigg, he's another one who's sort of highly rated. Corey Enright at St Kilda. David Hale. And then obviously Josh Fraser, who we've got at the moment. Daniel Pratt. Jamie Graham. Scott Burns has been around. Geez, when I was working at Collingwood, he was assistant coach at Collingwood. So he's been around numerous clubs there. Cameron Bruce, he's at Brisbane. Brett Montgomery, Simon Goodwin, no. Troy Chaplin's another one. So there's a whole host of names there that might be contenders. But yeah, from what I've heard, what I've read, I would if I was going to choose two, it'd be Hayden Skipworth or James Kelly. And James Kelly was very, very close to actually winning the head coaching role at Melbourne before he was usurped, if you want to call it that, by Stephen King. So, not the author, of course. Former Geelong and St Kilda ruck back in the day. Geez, we might get an author in to be our head coach. Just try something different. Widescreen, Danny Daly would be a good option. Yep. Ruckman turn coach will be preferable. There you go. Yeah, it's got Cox. We've got Stephen King. We've got Lade in the wings there, so maybe. Just look at the top of the ladder. Ruckman coaches. Yeah. Who else is the ruck coach? Oh, of course, there's Cox at the top.
Mm-hmm.
Longmuir was more of a key forward, but Stephen King, yeah, obviously another one there. Wayno, there's a bunch of outstanding assistants out there. The way to go. Yeah, Grigg. That's very true. Grigg did play the ruck. He was the premiership ruckman for Richmond, which still I don't understand. I know he's got a good link to him, but he's not a ruckman at all in terms of size. Longmire would have to be favourite, wouldn't he? Says Widescreen. If you believe the rumour that Wright was looking at other coaches at the start of the year, wouldn't that point to an experienced coach who needed more time? Yeah, potentially.
Or is it Hinkley?
Yeah, Hinkley's another one. But have circumstances changed now? I don't know. Was he seen as someone that was potentially readily available that he sought out, as opposed to any assistant coach? I imagine when he backed in Voss, he had a contingency in mind that if things didn't work out, he would be trying to pursue, a certain avenue. I at least hope so. Rayner, Sydney, Freo, Melbourne. I suppose Longmuir did play a little bit of ruck as pinch hitting. G'day, Danny. In bed while listening to you. Love it. Thanks for tuning in, mate. I think are you new around these parts? I can't recall if you have tuned in before, mate, but appreciate you doing so, especially in bed. Hopefully
I'm in bed too.
Yeah. And
because we can't get a setup where we're both in the same room. We're in the same house, but we can't be in the same room talking. You've got your professional microphone, your professional lighting, and I've got a bedside lamp and my AirPods.
Yeah, that's professional. That's professional production gear right there.
Super professional. We did try to up it, but we had some technical difficulties.
Yeah, exactly. It was lagging more than what it normally is. Rayner, I'm also in bed. There's a running theme here. Geez, maybe I should set up.
Why? Yeah, you can. Why don't you come to me, and then we can just do the widescreen on my laptop.
But then the quality.
You won't have your professional gear. Oh,
yeah.
Just the quality for me. Sorry. I've got the professional mic. It's just not plugged into anything.
Exactly. I gave you that, and you refused
to
use it. It's not plugged in.
It's not plugged in.
Wayno, maybe Wright was just polishing up plan B in case. Yeah, I reckon that might have been the case of what's happened. So in terms of this is the ladder on screen here, and Porter only 1 win ahead of us. Geez, 2 wins, 8 losses. Are we really in that poor of a state? And look at the Love the game, not the odds. But look at that, 251. We can still win the flag from here, can't we?
Yeah. If we have
We
a
almost go back in
2023
2023.
season.
Yeah.
Hmm.
It's been done before. But Essendon and Richmond, equal last, only separated by percentage.
Yeah, it was
And
hard to
West Coast
pick
are ahead
a
of us.
winner.
What'd you
On
say?
percentage or wins?
Percentage. Essendon and Richmond are both one win, 9 losses, separated by 10%, roughly.
No, it says West
And
Coast have got 3 wins.
oh, no. I was talking about Essendon and Richmond.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, the Eagles, they have an extra win compared to us. Yeah, so. But if we win, we will go. Oh, no, we won't go above Port because their percentage is 105.2.
If
The
we
best
smash
of.
them, though?
Yeah. Well, their defense is
No.
actually pretty good. They've only conceded 806 points, which is right up there. It's actually, is that the best? I think that's like the best defense outside of the top 2 teams in Sydney and Freo. There you go. Port are actually doing something good. Good luck to them. Let's have a look back at last time we played them. Who was playing just out of interest in that game?
Considering we can't even remember that we won.
Yeah, I know. Jeez, look at that. Look at that worm.
Just for context, last year was a very, very long year for us. I didn't get to any games last year because I was in hospital for 3 months when I was pregnant, and then our son was in hospital for 4 months when he was born. So can't really remember what happened last year, and hence why sometimes my memory is really poor when I'm recalling this year as well. Just a lot of things happening up here.
Yeah, there was. It was a bit of a blur of a year, and probably a good thing because the footy wasn't really. You didn't miss much, really.
Didn't miss anything, no.
Harry had a day out, did he? Someone must have kicked it back. Did he? I'll take your word for it, Raina. Now let's have a quick squeeze at the stats here. 7 goals.
Genuinely can't remember this game.
When was this game? This is like in a different dimension. Is this like the Mandela effect? Where
can't remember.
Yeah. 7 goals straight. This can't be real. Someone's
there
playing.
You go. Flynn Young played and he had 2 goals.
Yep. Frankie Boy kicked 2 goals. Zachy Williams 2 goals. Cripper 2 goals 1. 22 disposals. Hudson O'Keefe 1 goal 1. Ashton Moyer 1 goal 1. What about the? With the goals. Oh, Georgiades only kicked 1 goal too. Nah, this is a gag game. Surely this isn't real.
Yeah,
Jack
what was that about you saying
kicked 3.
kicking back?
No, actually, I do remember Jack Whitlock kicking a bag here in this game. That's the one thing I remember. I don't remember Harry kicking 7.
Do you call 3 a bag though? I wouldn't call that a bag.
Yeah, you could fit 3 into a bag. Yeah,
I'd say 5 plus is a bag.
Multiple goals.
Put a poll up. What would you classify as a bag?
Three's. How often are you kicking 3 goals in a game? Less often compared to 2.
If you're a good forward.
Well, Harry's considered a good forward in this game because he kicked 7 goals straight.
That's a bag.
Well, of course that's a bag. That's a massive bag.
That's
I think you're
bags.
on the bags. I think you're on the bags. That's what we'll say. Georgie Boy Hill with 35 disposals as well. Zachariah Butters, 29. Walshy, 28. Nick Haynes at 23. There you go.
Did we just play this game?
Yeah, he did actually. Yeah.
Yes.
I was going to say, because if he didn't play this game, that would be a weird sort of.
Yeah.
Oh, here he is. Got him out of the woodwork. I knew you were around here, Jonas. 5 is a bag, 3 is like Damo's purse. Hey, mate, if you've seen my purse, you would say it's stylish. So don't be bagging my purse. What is it? What do they have nowadays? The echets? They got the, what are they called?
The bum bags.
The bum. Is it the bum bag? The thing, the slouch that you put over your shoulder?
That's a bum bag that they've just put over their shoulder. Yeah.
No, isn't it actually called something else? A bum bag goes around your waist. If you're
Yeah,
a
but
speed dealer.
they've just clipped it around their chest.
Oh, but isn't there like the bag that you've got? It's virtually like that. I've
Oh,
seen.
okay. Yes.
It's just a man bag, I think, isn't it?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know. That is
I
weird.
called you an SJ today, didn't I?
Yeah, because I look like he's got the Nike top on. I've got trackies on. Hey, bro, I'm not up with the lingo. Must be said. The generations are descending into Neanderthal type levels, I reckon. Raina, we were in winning positions in nearly all the losses. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Also Port. Yeah, and it extended back. Yeah, that's it. Extended back to last year. A lot of people forget about that. Like the losses that we had this year, which was like we just ran out of puff or whatever it was, pitted out of games, extended way back into there. If you forced to bet on Richmond or Essendon for the flag, who would you pick looking at those odds? No one.
Pick no one.
No one. You know what I'd do? I'd find the nearest homeless man and give him my last $50, like Craig McRae supposedly did. Yeah, he's such a nice bloke. No, he's actually a nice bloke, but that was a stupid story. Refuse to believe it. It sounds made up. Wayno, 3 of the 4 big Vic clubs, bottom 3 for the Roman Empire stuff. It is out of the blue. Hopefully everything is going well. Thank you, Raina. Appreciate your kind words, mate. Yes, just to speak to that, our young man Felix, he's on the cusp of turning 1. He's actually just come off permanently oxygen, so no oxygen assistance at all, which he was on overnight. Prior to that, of course, he was on there. Yeah, he was on it for every single hour of the day and got weaned off that. And yeah, he did a test and passed it. And yeah, now he's like, I'm a real boy now, like Pinocchio. No more tubes. But no, thank you, Raina. Appreciate your thoughts there.
Yes, we'll have a 1-year-old in a week and a half, which, what the heck?
Yeah, I know. Talk about time flying.
Yeah.
Wayno, Tigers better bet than Dons once the injuries come back. Yeah, the Tigers have been decimated by injuries. I think they're at the point now where they actually have to maybe have some VFL ring-ins.
It's like when West Coast were super injured.
Yeah.
During COVID.
Raina, when I was young, a bag was 10 goals.
10 goals. See, 3 goals is not a bag. I'm so sorry.
3 or 4 is a handful. Okay, handful. There we go. 5 plus is a bag.
There you go.
How many footies are you fitting into a bag? You'd need a sack for that, I reckon. Wayno, call me old-fashioned. I stopped at pockets. Mate, I'm the same. You're obviously of the more vintage quality compared to myself. I'm vintage. You can probably call myself vintage now. But you're more vintage than me. And I still use my pockets. In fact, you see my pants with my wallet. At least I stop at not putting, and let us know, Wayno, if you fall into this category, but I don't put my wallet in my back pocket.
My dad does that.
That's a dad thing.
You are a dad. I'm sorry to tell you.
No, is it like a boomer thing, like a boomer dad thing?
My dad does that, and then on his jeans, there's like the outline of his wallet.
It gets me. But because I have it in my right pocket. It's always my right. My phone's in my left.
Oh, now everyone knows how to rob you. But yeah, keep going.
Well, you can choose between if you want to rob me from my phone and my wallet now. So I've made it easy for them. If they want to rob me, they can rob me for both. And yeah, there's like the outline on my right side of my pocket because my wallet is just fat with money. Actually, no, it's fat with lint.
It's not.
And moths.
It's moths. No, your wallet, you always take the cards out. I don't even know why you have a wallet, to be fair. Like, I barely carry a wallet myself. I have everything on my phone. You are a boomer when it comes to not wanting to pay for things like on Apple Pay or anything like that.
I do that.
I have
do that.
as much digital as possible to carry as less. And you just carry this fat wallet that's empty, and you empty all the cards out of it because you don't want to make it fatter. And then when you actually need something, you don't have it because it's at home. So you're just carrying around a fat, empty wallet.
I don't need it. I know what I need, depending on where I'm going. But I have my Carlton membership. So that's old school.
Yeah, I have it on my phone. That's one less thing to carry or remember to bring.
It's fine. It's okay.
But you like your card? I'm going to scan my card in.
Yeah, it's like the oldies. They have the record marking off all the goals and behinds. That's sort of same train of thought. Rainer, Richmond is closer to a flag even with 19 players on the injury list. Yeah. Thank you, Rainer. Yeah, it is very, very nice news. Thank you, Wayno. Way to go, Felix. The coin pocket in jeans. Yeah. I don't think I've ever used the coin pocket in
my
pants.
dad used that too.
No, my dad always has like just the coins loose in his pocket, so like it just rattles.
Oh.
And he calls it shrapnel. I reckon every boomer dad calls it shrapnel as well.
You know, the best thing that happened to me as a child was I was at the shops and, you know, like how they have the seats at shopping centres, like in the middle, the dad seats. Some dad has sat down, obviously not put the coins in the coin pocket and put it just in his pocket. And there was about $20 worth of gold coins just sitting on the chair. And I spotted it. I didn't see them come out of the man's pocket. This is when I was a child. Didn't see them come out of the man's pocket. Someone just left them. I went and scooped all that money up, and I was as happy as Larry.
Scooped all that money up?
Yeah.
Did you give it to the nearest homeless man?
No, I took it and put it in my purse.
Craig McRae. Oh, no, you donated it to the club. That's right, as you were saying earlier. Looping back around. Right. Full circle after we got done for the salary cap scandal.
Yep, that's right.
Wayno, no back pocket wallet, end up with lopsided bum cheeks. So much money, so thick. Yeah, you've got that issue by the sounds of it there, Wayno. So you don't want to be having that. You have a pancake ass cheek, and the other one's as fat as the fat stacks that you have in your wallet. Rainer, cash is still popular in the US, and I have more US cash in my wallet than Aussie cash. Are you based in the US, Rainer? I don't know if you've said this previously, but
we did use a fair bit of cash when we went to the US. Easier, did we? We did take out a little bit of cash.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
Easier for tipping sometimes.
Yeah. I think, Rainer, you were saying that you go to LA. Is that you, Rainer? Or I might be confusing with someone else in a recent stream I did who goes to LA regularly, like once a year or something. I don't know if that was you, Rainer, or if it was someone else. Might be wires crossed. Oh, there you go. Your wife is from California. I think it was you. So do you recall you saying that? Wayno, I'm right-handed, but wallet is in the left side. Tells you how much I pull it out. I was going to say, are you going to be like doing one of these ones where you just like reaching around the back? Are you like, or like you have to reach around this side, so you're like, dislocate your shoulder as you're trying to pull it out.
Tell you what, I don't want to pull my wallet out when we're at Marvel. My God, how expensive it is there to, like, again, didn't go to the footy all last year. I feel like we were looking at food. Chicken strips and chips was $18 or something ridiculous.
And what was the other thing?
Before we go, hey?
Oh, it was like a
southern fried chicken something
with like barbecue drizzle on top, and I was like, "Well, this looks good." And of course, it was literally like I had to chop off my hand, and
it was $28 or something, wasn't it? I can't remember. It was stupid how expensive it was.
Yeah. So
we're going to become those people that pack rolls to go to the football
and have hot dogs in a thermos.
Like Princess Park.
Yeah. Reminds me of my grandfather used to go to the footy with at Optus Oval back then, and he used to always pack, like a dinner roll, and it's like so small, and he'd like have a bit of Strasbourg on there with tomato sauce, and he'd squeeze it and put it into his top pocket. What are you doing? And then he used to have this tiny manila envelope, and he'd have like 2 mints in it. I don't know what brand of mint, but it was like they're massive mints. They were like a 50-cent coin type operation. And I'm like, just without fail, always. And Kerm, who's probably no longer with us in the stream here, but he would remember very, very vividly. He'd always pull out, and I think he would put it in his pocket as well. Like if it's not in his top pocket, it'd be in his pocket on his pants, and he'd pull it out sometimes to be absolutely as flat as a shit carter's hat. And he'd have to eat it. It'd be like a pancake Strasbourg sandwich.
Imagine like it'll be warm too from being in your pocket.
Yeah.
Yuck.
Classic, but no, he'd still stomach it. One of the
You're
many
frozen on
fun
my
parts.
end.
Hey,
Oh,
no, you're frozen. I
he's
think on
back.
my end. Yeah,
Hello?
one of the many fun aspects of attending footy in the early 2000s when we were shit. All these little side entertainment pieces. I don't know if you remember as well, but Kerm, it's a
Hello?
hello.
You were a robot. Am I a robot too?
Nope, you're not a robot. I don't know. But I don't know if you remember, there used to be an Optus competition at Optus Oval where they used to bring people out on field and it used to give away trips to like Europe and the UK and everything else. Do you remember that? No, I think she's frozen. You are
You're
frozen.
breaking up, mate.
You're frozen. Anyway, I'm the host, so my bandwidth is through the roof. So yours will be inferior because
Beep,
you're the guest.
boop, beep, boop.
Yeah. Wayno, 150-cent piece and the Gene coin pocket full. One of those, it was a good idea at the time. Yeah, exactly right. And he'd still do it.
I'm not frozen. I'm here.
I'm not even talking to you. Raina, my wife is from California. Was you? Yes, you were saying that you go to LA, of course, California. Raina, fried chicken on waffles for breakfast. We've lost her. I'll add her back when she's buffering. I love how she's saying that I'm the one with the issue, but when you're hosting a stream, the bandwidth is optimized on your end as opposed to the guest. So we'll see. I think she's entered the studio twice over. There she is. She's back. You didn't hear a word I said, did you? What's that?
I heard the last thing I heard was you saying, do you remember when they used to give away a trip at the footy?
Oh, yes. So that was it was like Optus. They had a competition where they'd bring people from the crowd on field, and it used to be, I think it was Peter Laser back then who was the MC, and they'd give away trips to Europe and the UK, and they had to answer like 5 quiz questions, and they were pretty simple. And there was a lady that ended up winning, and she won a trip somewhere in Europe, and the old ladies that used to sit in front of us in the gardener stand knew her, and her name was Deidre May. And we always remember the name because the name Deidre May, like who's named Deidre nowadays? And she won. And they're all like, "Oh, Deidre's won the competition, the Optus competition. Oh, she's already jet setting to the UK in a couple of weeks." We're like, come on, just handball it to someone else, surely. Come on, Deidre. Fried chicken on waffles for breakfast. Yeah, that is very Yankee. That is very Yankee, which I don't think we did when we were in the US, did we? Thankfully, we ate enough shit
I
when we were there.
definitely didn't. You are a how do I say it? You're obsessed with novelty food items. Was that a fair
I don't believe you.
assumption?
I don't believe you. I'm someone
So
who's an adventurer. I'm very
no,
adventurous, and
you're
yes,
easily sucked in by novelty food items. So we do our
I really was.
grocery shopping. We do our grocery shopping on click and collect because when we go, if we went grocery shopping, it'd be like so many side quests with you wanting to try all these adventurous whatever. No. So in the US, you were very adventurous and tried lots of different things, but I certainly didn't try
Mhm.
all the things you tried.
Exactly right. And the best burger is still Five Guys I've ever had anywhere in the world.
No, I don't
Five Guys
agree.
burger, incredible. Best meat,
W-
best cheese, best
We
buns.
upset we upset a lot of Americans when we were in the US. So we were in the US for a month in 20 it was 2023. It was literally after the grand final. We made sure we left after the grand final just in case, which turned out to be a good move just in case because we were only one game off it. And we went there for a month. And what was it? Where were we going with this? We're talking about Five
Food in the
Guys.
US.
Oh, we upset. Yeah, we upset the Americans because we started posting TikToks when we were in the US of us trying all different US foods, and we ate a Cinnabon for the first time. I know we've got it here, but we'd never, not on our side of town. And we tried Cinnabon for the first time, and we upset so many Americans with how we ate the Cinnabon. because what's the correct way to eat a Cinnabon, apparently, which we got told.
Yeah, well, if you're having it fresh, it's nice and warm with the glaze over the top. And we were eating from the outside in, but they said the best part is the part in the middle.
Which
so it's
they
obviously like
called?
a Cinnabussy because it's the moistest, most warm part and the tastiest.
And we upset a lot of people and went viral. Anyway, that's a fun side quest.
Yeah. We should put the link to the TikTok in there so people can watch it. It's quite funny.
No. That's my TikTok.
Jonas, that bag is called a dealer's bag. Talking about the slouch bag. Late arrival, been busy watching more Supercoach lives. Who's doing a live now, Jonas? Yeah. I don't know. Raina plus the Elvis Presley breakfast, a pound of bacon with a jar of peanut butter and jelly roll. Don't think I could do that. I'm a fan of peanut butter, but yeah, I had it a few times when I was younger. Peanut butter and jam.
I don't like peanut butter, so
good combination. I can see the appeal. Raina helps to be hardwired. Wi-Fi sucks. Use Ethernet.
yeah,
Yankees...
well, I'm sure you're all hardwired and whatever. I'm in like the depths of whatever, with this production quality here. So I'm sure you're all set. You didn't drop out. I dropped out.
Of course. As I said, I'm streaming, so the connection is optimized for me. You're the guest. So that's why you've got the issues that you've been having. Yankees love deep fried, including their brains. Well said. Especially if it's southern fried chicken. Yeah, they're a unique bunch. In-N-Out is good for the price, but the wait time is ridiculous. Yeah, we tried In-N-Out, but I wasn't a big fan of it. You didn't like it either, did you?
I can't recall. It wasn't. My favorite was Shake Shack, and I know that's controversial, but that was my favorite. It reminded me
In-N-Out in LA. Remember after we went and saw Jimmy? Who'd we see?
Kimmel.
Kimmel.
Yeah.
And it was late
I
night.
didn't really rate it.
No.
It was just cheap.
Yeah. Yeah, it's virtually, cheap and easy, which is virtually most of their fast food over there. Who else is there I had a hole because I went over there for work again.
Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, Chick-fil-A was nice. And you got to get the hundreds of condiments that you have, different sauces. Oh, good.
We had Shake Shack, Five Guys, In-N-Out.
Oh, what was the chicken one that I had?
Chick-fil-A. Wendy's? You had Wendy's?
Yeah, I tried Wendy's. That was not good. The patties are literally like rubber, and they come in like a square. It's I mean, it's all processed shit, but like that was very bad. I had Wahlbergs, I think it is.
Oh well, yeah, we did have that. No, we didn't. No,
I had it when I went back over for work.
Oh yeah, I didn't have that one.
I tried that. I tried
Wahlburger, whatever.
What's the chicken strips? Everyone's trying to knock off the
Raising Cane's.
Yeah, Raising Cane's is the best in terms of chicken. The best chicken strips I've had ever. That was so good. Super juicy and like real chicken. They don't look like it was processed, so it was quite nice. The sauce is unique. What else was there? I had something else. I can't recall what it was, but
a lot of pizza.
Yeah, a lot of pizza. New York pizza.
We tried that spicy chicken in Nashville. Hot Hattie B's or something.
Oh yeah. I forgot about that. It was quite nice. Yeah, Hattie B's.
Anyway, we put on 20 kilos over there.
Yeah. Right. US KFC uses pickles and no mayo on their chicken sandwiches. Yeah, they call everything sandwiches over there, not burgers.
I don't think we had KFC or Macca's, funnily enough.
No.
Everything but.
Well, there's that many options over there, so like just give something else.
We want to try something different. Yes, we knew this because we posted a review of Chick-fil-A on my TikTok and we got so much hate from people about that as well, about the law of Chick-fil-A and the owners and what they stand for. I think they're homophobic or something, apparently. I think that's what it was.
Accused. Yeah, because they're
Being accused of being homophobic. Yes.
Yeah.
Or something about that.
Fast Food Edge is back on, folks. That's a reference to my other channel, Super Coach Edge, where the live streams we do on a Friday night, which if you want to jump on tonight, as we've ticked over into midnight, feel free to jump on, because we chat about Super Coach for a portion of it, and the rest is just chatting about food and drinks and lifestyle stuff, which is kind of what this has delved into now. But yeah, I reckon Chick-fil-A was probably up there with one of the best fast food choices that I would have a regular rotation if I was in the US. But yeah. Raina, Chick-fil-A sauces, they are, and there's so much variety. Remember when they gave us like the bag full? I reckon I had about 8. I peeled them all open and made sure, and you're like, what are you doing? Why are you eating all again? Adventurous. You got to try it. You're not going to know
You're a
unless you try it.
condiments guy. I'm not really fussed
Gotta have
about condiments.
Sauce with everything. Raina, you are hungry. What's your favorite? Given you are a frequent, I guess connoisseur of fast food in the US, what's your favorite, Raina? What's your favorite burger place and your favorite chicken place in the US? The food's blessed. Yeah, exactly. That's probably why it tastes so good, Chick-fil-A. The food is blessed. You feel blessed when you're eating it. Yeah, that's for sure. Now, just quickly as well, to sort of deviate from the food chat, but just keep it going in the comments. We'll flash up on screen. But just touching on what we opened the live stream with regards to the jumper punch and what's been said on their live stream, I think it was the other night.
No, it was a video. I don't think it was a live stream. I think there was a live stream last night where they commented on it again, but the original video I think was not a live stream. Anyway, semantics.
Yeah. So basically, what transpired there?
Well, I saw it because I follow the besties, and we see them at the games all the time, and like I really enjoy their content, and as a female, obviously something that I can kind of relate to the stuff they post, and they're very on trend with like TikTok stuff, which I'm on TikTok a lot, so I really do engage with their content. They have like a broadcast channel on Instagram, so I'm in that, joining conversations about stuff, and it's nice to have like a space to speak about Carlton with other women. So I saw it on the besties when they posted the video, and it was quite early, like they hadn't had much traction when I'd seen it, and I was a bit shocked. I was very shocked by the comments and what was said, and then I saw that they did a live stream last night, so I kind of went and had a look at what they did. Like I thought, wow, this is sort of gaining traction, they might apologize for what was said, and they didn't apologize. They kind of doubled down and said, it's just a joke, it's been taken out of context. They accused the besties of doing it for clout. They were quite, to be honest, they were quite aggressive in how they were defending themselves, in terms of like finger pointing and being really dismissive of, I guess, what people were saying, which was, this isn't okay, and it wasn't okay. It wasn't, and they claimed it was taken out of context. It wasn't taken out of context, because you see the whole clip, it's not taken out of context. So I guess we probably don't want to delve into it too much, because it's gotten a lot of airtime today, a lot of opinions, a lot of people have been saying their piece about it. But I guess what we want to say is that, hope, really feel for the besties. They've been copying it as well from people today. It's not just been all support for them. So really feel for them, and what they have to go through. Like, they've had to cancel streams before. Okay, harden up, no worries. They've had to cancel streams before because, as in, like, they do interviews outside stadiums, and they've had to cancel them before because opposition supporters have been quite aggressive. Like, I'm pretty sure I recall, like, a Carlton Collingwood game, they had to cancel they do it roaming, they call it. They had to cancel their roaming because the Collingwood fans were being super aggressive. So when I saw like another group of Carlton fans that were sort of doing this, I was extra disappointed about it. Mic is cracking. Oh, sorry. I can see the comments. Damon's not flashing them up on screen. Can you hear my mic cracking?
Yeah, I can, yeah. When you're talking in various stages, it crackles a little bit.
Oh, sorry. It's because of the low production quality.
Just quickly here, sorry, with Hawks, I understand like the thinking and the discussion around, society now is soft, yada, yada, yada. I do buy into that with some aspects of life, but with regards to this, I think like they're saying it's taken out of context. They were trying to make it what they perceive as a joke. The thing is, they're not in a comedy hall where, comedy can be edgy, it can be off-putting. They were virtually making a joke in their eyes, which was, I think, the words that they used, he was trying to be funny. It didn't come off funny at all. I mean, in the context of what Carlton Respects stands for and what, the number of women that have had to deal with domestic violence in some way, shape, or form, it's pretty stark in terms of their comments in respect to that. And it's not something that can be joked about. There's a time and place you could probably argue if you want to say that it's comedy, but you can't because, again, domestic violence, you just put yourself in the shoes of someone who has gone through domestic violence and they're watching that as a Carlton supporter and it triggers something that they have been through. It's the same thing as if you've been through a mental health battle and someone's taking the piss out of someone that has gone through a mental health battle themselves. And it's just like, it's triggering and it's just not on.
But also, it's not like violence, like the evidence suggests that violence against women starts from as little as a defamatory comment and it can go all the way up. Not saying that those people that make defamatory comments are the ones that go and be violent to women. It's just that it's making an environment where those sorts of comments are okay, which they're not okay.
Yeah, reinforces it being acceptable, which it's not. Yeah,
which is
can be misconstrued, and that's part of the issue. Is that whether or not you didn't intend any malice behind it, it's the fact that it reinforces. Okay, it's okay to make these comments when it's not, and it's part of the reason why it should be stamped out and why people are calling it out.
The other side of the coin, though, I will say, there's been a lot of hate towards the jumper punch today, and a lot of it there's been some of it's been constructive and calling out, which I think is 100% valid to call out the behavior. But then if people are countering what they've done with threats, with violence, that's not okay.
No.
So I think it's all about learning and it's all about education, and that's what Carlton Respects is all about as well. So I think hopefully everyone's learnt from it and, we get on to the next thing.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just, I think it's a good thing that it's been called out and, even if it was misconstrued in their own minds, they didn't intend to do it. That's beside the point. I think the core of the matter is the fact that you shouldn't be making, these comments on a platform that you've got, especially when, the club is trying to stamp out, do its best to raise awareness for domestic violence. And it is a serious issue. Like, as I said, like if someone was to make a defamatory comment about someone being gay, someone who's going through mental illness, it's the same thing, just different topics. And, if you don't accept those side of things, you shouldn't be accepting of what's being said here with regards to, women and domestic violence and, what can be inferred. I think the whole topic that they were chatting about with regards to the celebrity boxing matches and it featuring other content creators, which, mind you, they had no idea who I am, which is fine. So I copped a bit of a miss there, which is good. Otherwise, I could have been thrown into it. But yeah, I think the whole discussion was a bit stupid in itself. Talking about bashing people left, right, and center, and it's just that to me is like old school toxic masculinity. I couldn't give a shit like talking about that sort of stuff. Like there's no fun in that. It's schoolyard type discussions where you're at that stage immature, and you would hear those things being spoken about in a schoolyard because you don't quite have the maturity and the know of the fact that it's not right to be talking about these things in that sort of way. So yeah, just something that has got a lot of traction now, and it's probably a good thing. I feel sorry for obviously the besties because they've been thrust into it. But you also
and they're also copying the hate now, like more hate from it.
Like
which is
they're
just
the ones at fault, but they even said anything. They didn't prompt this whole thing to come up,
No, exactly.
Yeah.
But much love to the besties. They
Yeah.
do great stuff. So
Yeah, exactly. And as Jonas says here, I've never even heard of these groups. Twitter and TikTok are the pits. I agree with both of those actually, because it's the cesspool of just negativity and people just going at each other. Well, more so Twitter, but TikTok I don't really use. But yeah, it's the thing is as well. Like, Current Respects, it does raise awareness against domestic violence, but predominantly it is against women. Hence the reason why we're everyone's speaking out so strongly against it. Yes, it does happen to males, as you're alluding to, Hawks. It does. We're not disregarding that fact, but more often than not, it is the female being given, physical violence, abusive, what would it be, psychological type abuse, comes in all forms, and it's from the male to the female more often than not, statistically. So hence the reason why it's unspoken that, yes, it's both, but predominantly against women. So yeah, that's kind of the crux of it. But yeah, it's a learn and it's a lesson to be learned, I guess, from I think Rocco is his name, and the wider crew there. A hard lesson to learn, especially given that it's gone so public.
So public, yeah. And now like media have picked it up, like you've got the article up. But that's what the whole program is about. It's about educating and hoping that stuff like this doesn't happen anymore.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. And I mean, yeah, people are chatting about like statistically across the world, like there are crimes associated with gender and stuff. Yes, you can probably delve down that route, but again, in this case, domestic violence, statistics say that it is the woman, the female, is the victim more often than the men. In both cases, it's not right, obviously, but it's just an unspoken thing.
No violence is right. No violence is right.
Is justified at all.
No.
Yeah, sorry, Raina. Yes, we're just chatting about this is the article on, this is on The Age, but it was the jumper punch. The crew there made a very crude comment about the besties with regards to, it was a topic they were chatting about with regards to a celebrity boxing match involving other Carlton content creators, and who Rocco could beat and who he would perhaps lose to in a boxing match. And he threw the besties' name into the ring, and crudely said that he would be able to bash them. So it was just the words being used, the fact that he spoke about them in that way. Is pretty piss poor, but he will understand off the back of this that it's a lesson to be learned. And it's, unless you're a comedian, as I said, unless you're a comedian, if you go to comedy shows and stuff, I've been in the US, I went to a comedy show and they were crossing every single line, like jokes about 9/11, jokes about, and this is in the US, of course, in New York, jokes about women, jokes about children. But again, you need to have the appropriate forum for it. But even then, it's out of bounds type stuff. So, yeah, that's that, and it's a lesson to be learned for Rocco and the crew there, and yeah, hopefully something positive comes off the back of that. Yeah, it's not a smart thing to say at all, and it was in the moment. He said it. He just needs to own up and just apologize and say, "Look, I made a mistake."
Yeah, and he has since apologized as well. So
yeah, exactly.
I think the important, as I mentioned, I think the important thing is that it's a lesson learned, and then it's we move on with it, and people learn from it, and if they do it again, then then you can you have more of a leg to stand on with. I've seen people calling for memberships to be revoked and people to contact his employer. Like, that's, to me, is just take it down a notch. Like, everyone makes mistakes. He's
Yeah,
owned up to it. If he does it again, then different story.
yeah,
But yeah, like as I said, the threats that apparently have been going their way, and some of the comments are just not okay as well. As my dad used to say, two wrongs do not make a right.
no, yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah, and that's exactly right, Echo. Rocco could not have said it at the worst time. Yeah. And I wonder if in his own mind he thought, oh, it might be a bit of an edgy joke to make, and it was like that was him trying to be funny. And in his own mind, he thinks it's something that is blokey humor, which again does not justify anything because it's such a backwards way of thinking. But I mean, we've seen in the past, Marty Sheargold making comments.
Yeah, he made him twice, and the second time was when they were like, "Okay, done.
Yeah, you're done. Yeah,
you're done. You're getting cut off air."
Yeah, so it just goes to show it's just an old school. It's an old, I don't know what you call it. It's a very archaic way of thinking, and there's a reason why it's being rebutted, and yeah, people are kind of being held to account, for less of a better way of saying it.
Yeah.
To as to why what they've said is wrong, and it's just a learning experience, and that's fine. There's many people of older generations that are stuck in their old ways because that's kind of how they've grown up and what they've seen as being as not an incorrect way of thinking, because that's just the way they've brought up. But things adapt and things change over time, and as long as you learn, and it's more just understanding the impact that words can have, especially in the realm that we live in with regards to mental health and what people are going through individually. You don't know what someone's going through, so words that you may think are a joke or are empty and not loaded with any ammunition, so to speak, they can still have an impact. So yeah, that's kind of where the discussion has come from around this, but it'll do the news cycle, and that's that. Hopefully it doesn't happen again.
Yeah, that's the main thing. Hopefully we don't see it happen again.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, they're having a discussion in the comments, which is fine. Like, everyone has their own thoughts on this matter, and it's up to you if you want to have a specific way of thinking. But yeah, as you said, Wano, it's called free will. But yeah, we've probably opened up a can of worms here. But yeah, it's virtually just the top line without delving into it too deep. And yeah, it's just something that it's been good that it's been brought to light. That's probably what we should say. Outside of that, with regards to this game, if we win, getting back into the football chat.
Do you want to take this off the screen?
Getting back to the football chat.
Can
we go on a run? This is fanciful thinking, but
who are we playing? Show us the next bit. We've been traveling a lot, and we did notice at the back end of the season we are home a lot.
Exactly. So that works in our favour. But could we potentially, and this would look really, look really bad for Voss if we were to turn around the season from here. And I don't think we're going to make the 8. But is it coincidental that the wild card?
Well, it's not even an 8. Yeah, it's a 10.
Yeah, it's been added for this season. So what a time for it
Bring
to
up
be.
the ladder predictor.
What a time for it to be implemented. Yeah, exactly, Jonas. Exactly. Are we a chance? So you're saying there's a chance?
After one win, we've got hope.
I know. It's only one win, and we could, get smashed by Port and be like, oh well, it was what they call the dead cat bounce, where they get the win behind the sail and then they lose that momentum for the rest of the season with a new coach. But who do we play after Port?
Isn't that the long weekend? No, it's not. Geelong, and then it's Essendon.
Yeah, so Geelong at the MCG, and then we've got Essendon, and then the bye. Well, I think Port are susceptible. They're only a win ahead of us. I know we're playing in Adelaide. We don't play Adelaide well, but if we were to come away with a win,
I did contemplate who to tip, but I tipped Port not because I don't think we can win, but because Weeders isn't playing. If Weeders was playing, I probably would have tipped us.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I've tipped Port, but I was. Have I? No, I think I might have. I don't know what.
There's no way that I tipped Port and you tipped Carlton. There is no way. There is no way.
Maybe I was dreaming. Maybe I dreamt that I tipped Carlton. No, I actually did. I'm just revealing my tips. I've tipped us.
Oh my God. I'm dying of shock.
Yeah.
I'm always the eternal optimist and you're the eternal pessimist.
No, I'm the pessimist. I'm the realist. I am the realist. Yes. I was the one who identified Michael Voss as an issue well before you, well before your dad, and you were, no, he's fine. He's all good.
No. I didn't say he wasn't an issue. I wasn't keen on getting rid of him 2.5 years ago because I didn't think the time was right. And admittedly, when it came to be what the time was right, which was, well, probably last year the time was right, but, was very accepting of the fact that it had to happen. You just jumped the gun. Inevitably, that's what's happened, but
yeah, so it goes back to that point. I foresee things. I'm a realist. I know where we're at, and I've tipped us. I don't know what it is. I had a look. I was like, I know we don't play Adelaide well, but
no, but sometimes we do play Adelaide well.
Well, we play Port Adelaide well. We don't play Adelaide well.
Correct.
Yes. Remember, who was it that game
was
it a Murph milestone game where we came out and we were like, weren't rated. This is 2000 and.
Oh yeah, we came from behind. I do recall what you're talking about.
Yep. So we've had a little bit of history again. I might bring up Willow ratings and just see with regards to their preview how far back it would be. Where are we? Share this tab.
A long time ago.
Yeah, it was 2022, was it? We won by 3 points. Was it that game?
I'm thinking of a different game.
Yeah, it would have been. Well, that's the Adelaide game. The home Adelaide, Port Adelaide with the home team. Actually, it'll be later than that. Sorry, because it was Murphy. It's not on the screen. It'll be 20 something. So I don't know if that's coming up on screen. Sorry, it's not. Apologies. This is what I'm looking at. There we go. So Jonas has said, put a bet on it head to head between you two. Loser has to.
Clean, dirty nappies.
Which is what we do anyway.
No, but the loser has to do them all.
Raina, I've always picked Carlton, and that went extremely well for myself. And it would have in 95. Absolutely. Where are we? I've lost. Someone's been putting time out for the time being.
No, I don't think it's from the time being. I think they're gone.
Hey? I think they're gone.
Hang on. Are you talking about what I think you're talking about?
Yeah. Someone in the chat that was going off their head.
It says they're banned. Which...
Oh well, we'll see. Whatever's happened has happened. Mr. Allen, I don't see is finishing higher than 15th. Yeah, that's fair. That was, of course, back to footy chat, which is good to see we have got back to. Wayno, the boys having a big Yankee breakfast, come out and win by 10 goals. That'd be nice. Where are we? I've lost it. There we go. Petra. G'day, Petra. In 1995, did you pick the Blues against the Saints and the Swans? Yeah, they're gone now, Echo. Thanks for that. No worries.
Can you just please?
My God. My Lord. Just anyway. Yes, Raynus,
please.
I did. Lol. I forgot to mention as well, way back, Raina, I'm just scrolling back through to your comment because we did ask you about the best burger and chicken. Best burger is In-N-Out. Interesting. Chick-fil-A for chicken. Yep, we agree with that. Panda Express for Asian. And I'm forgetting one. There you go. In-N-Out. What was this from Hawks? Last week, Hawthorn drew over 68,000 against the Demons. Tonight, only 8,000. The Demons are scheduled to play Hawthorn at UTAS later in the season with a reduced capacity of only 9,000. That's because, are they doing renovations? Was that the thing? I think it was. But anyway. Where are we? Dynamic. I was young, but I remember being crushed when we lost to the Saints that year. Like, I hate those clowns. It's funny that you use the word clown and you look at the avatar of Josh Bootsma.
Gosh, and he looks a throwback.
Exactly like a clown. Only 2 misses in 1995. Great year. But yeah, so we could, getting back to that point, if we win against Port Adelaide, we could potentially beat the Cats, beat the Dons.
We play well against Geelong.
Yeah, another team we play well against.
We match up well with them.
Yeah.
So possibly.
Someone did place big money on the Saints game as well in 95. Who was that, Raina? Was that you? You referring to yourself in third person? Are you that someone? No, you wouldn't have done that against the Baggers. Echo, I think we beat Port. There you go. I'm not alone.
I hope so. I'd love to get 2 in a row. You know, how much can change in a week? Last week we were talking about planking.
Yes.
And if we should or not.
Now we can say tanking.
And this week we're talking about winning the grand final.
Yeah. No, it's the optimist off the back of a nice little win.
It's the hope. It's the hope that gets you.
Exactly. So I don't know, but realistically, where do you think we finish come the end of the season, ladies and gents? In the comments, let us know. Just ignore. I'm asking you a question.
What was the question?
Where do you think we finish realistically come the end of the season?
I think we finish somewhere between 12th and 15th.
Yep, I reckon that's fair.
Yep.
That's a fair assessment. If I bring up the ladder, so somewhere between 12th and 15th. So are we better? So we're better than the bottom three.
Yeah.
So the lowest that we can finish is going up one spot, is what you're saying?
Well,
yeah, that's fine.
Maybe higher.
I reckon it's a good range. I reckon not a good range, but a range that I would agree with.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's one of those seasons. I think we were facing a potential wooden spoon.
Yeah.
But now, as much as it would have been fun to do over the AFL by getting pick one with regards to the new draft rules, I think, yeah, I don't want to be finishing bottom. I think it does more damage to the reputation of the team by doing that.
No, but also I think, talking back to player movements and stuff, people aren't going to want to hang around if we're back there.
Exactly. And without talking about that person, yes. Wonder how many.
I'm so annoyed.
Winning culture does. It works better. And in terms of attracting players, maintaining players, I mean, unless you're Paddy Cripps and you're immune to any losses that you are incurring across the journey at your career. But yeah, you're right. Look at Geelong. They've got a long-standing, successful club, and top up on the fly, and have youngsters waiting in the wings in the VFL doing their apprenticeship for like 3 years, and then they come out of the woodwork like Shannon Neal, and he's the instant replacement for Tom Hawkins and guys of that ilk. But yeah, that's what we're aiming to become. Wonder how long it'll take to turn a club around.
We've only been rebuilding for how long?
Yeah, I know. A hobby for idiots. I know, exactly right. Well, is that us? Does that apply to Carlton supporters?
Yeah, this is our hobby.
A hobby for idiots, because we are idiots in turn for supporting this club.
No, we're not.
No, not at all. G'day, Pommy. How are you, mate? Hope you're well. You've missed the drama. Hopefully, they don't come back in. But it was just off the back, Pommy, of
what's happened the last couple of days.
What's happened over on the Jumper Punch and what has been spoken about. The besties, and we had a few trolls jumping back into the chat after being put in timeout. I was being nice to them, but then it said they were banned, and I was like, oh, I kind of agree with that. And then they kept coming on with extra account. Maybe it was them. Remember the last live stream we had Sydney Sweeney.
Yeah.
We had all those supposed bots. We had the Bonnie Blue OnlyFans accounts, everything. Yeah, and players want to go there as well with a club with winning culture. Dynamic. I wonder exactly what it would mean for us getting Cody if we finish 12th. Like, exactly what would we need? Well, good timing that Pommy is coming to the chat, because he is the draft man himself. So, Pom, what would be the ramifications be with regards to that? So we would have what, pick 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Pick 7 if you finish 12th. So we would need, I don't know what the draft points index rating that is attached to a pick 7, but the second pick that would need to match the bid on Cody Walker, depending on where it comes, of course, would have to be much higher, that second rounder, compared to if we had a pick 1, 2, 3, 4. Pommy, see, everyone sees him. You can't slide into the chat, inconspicuously, Pom. Everyone knows.
We've got a friend.
Oh, he's back again. There he goes. See you, bye. Thanks for dropping by. Echo, Cats don't need to worry about high draft picks, as top players want to go there. Yep, and that's what you get. That's what you get with successful culture. You don't need to be, paying over the odds for players. They want to come to you. Yeah, but we're good idiots. Exactly. We're the good variety of idiots. Pom, yes, on edge, my lord. And yeah, likewise as well, Pom. Hopefully you're well, mate, because I saw your post that you were postponing one of your videos, mate. So hopefully all is well in your world. Jonas, need to sort out the fringe players. We have like 14 players who are walk-up starts, then a bunch of players who could easily get a game or never play again and stay in the VFL. Yeah, there's a big divide there, isn't there?
Probably goes back to what we were saying about, fighting for your spot and having that motivation to be, the best.
Yeah. And building a bit of a culture of rewarding good form. And with that comes success, hopefully. Raina, what's now I know you see you're an admin or moderator on a few YouTube channels. I'd be keen to know who you
14 accounts.
Yeah, it's crazy. Because you virtually need
an
a
email,
separate
right?
email address, to sign up with another YouTube account. That's crazy. But be keen to know what if you're happy to divulge as to what YouTube channels you're involved with. Ellen most likely will end up having to use our first 2 picks. Yep, because I think bid's going to come it's going to come at some point, and it will come at the pointy end of the draft. To get Cody, yep. Pom, here we go. Play with it, but 12th. This is the draft points index. I think they still call it that. So 1,543 points assigned to 12th spot. So if the Sydney won the flag, 836, because we've got their first pick, which would be pick 18. So that's 2,379. So 415 is deficit, so we could match. Okay, yeah, there's a few different layers there that Pom's talking about, that's for sure. That's what we need to find out.
That's a lot of maths and confusion.
Because there's discounts and everything else that come with it, depending on where you finish. Echo, winning culture is the most important thing to establish, backed up by a great development system. And Geelong have both of those in spades, and it's so frustrating. Raina, they have them ready to go. Yeah, they do it so well. And everyone else is jumping on their offcuts as well. Like Richmond got Rechko, I think it is. They traded for him, and he was just languishing in the VFL, couldn't get a crack. And now he's getting a crack at Richmond, albeit Richmond have an injury list that almost allows me to sign up and get a game with them. Petra, I don't like walk-up start culture, prefer selection integrity. Obviously, there are the leaders and top players, but even they, exactly right. It applies across the board, whether or not you're a rookie or you're an established star. Raina, they're all US streamers. And it gets wild in chat. Very nice. Big channels as well, Raina, I imagine. Good to see us old blokes can still be awake after midnight, Pom, my friend. And that's not good to hear, Pom. So I hope your father-in-law is on the mend and recovers well and quickly at that. It's always scary hearing that sort of thing. Yep. Jonas Durden is a good role player, but last year we would play him coming back from injury and he was useless. Did the same thing with Cottrell this year. Don't play unfit players. Put that sign up. Yes. When I saw Cottrell coming into the team, I was not expecting it at all. I think was it off the back of like 1 or 2 games in the VFL, if that.
Yeah, it wasn't many.
Yeah,
we do rush, and then we pay for it later when they get a serious injury and they're out for the rest of the season, or they're just not playing well. A la Cripps a few years ago when he had his back issues.
Yeah, exactly right. And like they try to justify it. Like there was a supporter on Twitter saying that, because I was talking about selection integrity, I was talking about like Cottrell being rushed back because he feels a need, because he provides speed. And like, well, it's no use bringing a bloke back for speed if he's not fit enough to provide that speed. It doesn't make any sense.
Exactly.
So it's just backwards thinking, and it's desperation play from the old firm there. Ocean Mullen's been awesome. He's established himself into a really good nullifier, great tagger, but also on the offense as well, on attack. Geez, he is so speedy. I don't know if you saw that vision against, who was it? He burnt off, I think it was Lachie Neale. He was running through the middle of the ground and burnt off Lachie Neale, who isn't the quickest, must be said, but he was like virtually side by side with Lachie Neale, rushed forward, got a good like 20, 30 meters between him and Neale, and got a ball over the top and kicked a goal virtually in the square. Good player. Best wishes, mate. I hope your father-in-law, or sorry, your dad is well in your case as well, Wayno. Thank you, Pom, for our for putting it in layman's terms. 3,000 becomes 2,700 points. Pick 7, 1543. And if Sydney win the flag, it's 836 points. So pick 1, Cody, we'd pay pick 7 and 18, totaling 2,379. Use our deficit 415, meaning we'd lose 94 points. Okay.
I'm glad you understand it, Pommy, because how the hell is a regular punter meant to understand this?
Yeah, the AFL make it so convoluted.
It's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
I guess we're not meant to understand it, probably, but still.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So virtually we'd be using our first pick, our 2 first rounders in that case, because it'd be our first pick from this draft, pick 7, if we finish in 12th, and then Sydney's first round pick that we got through the Curnow trade.
Yeah.
So 2 first rounders for Cody Walker if he was bid on a pick 1. Yeah. Crazy. Don't worry, the AFL will bring another rule to add a layer to that in a year or two's time. Just watch. Just to make it.
They'll undo it all because it's too complicated.
Yeah. No, they never undo things. They always add a rule on a rule to offset it.
Remember the sub rule has been undone twice.
Yeah, and it comes back again.
And it comes back.
Yeah. Yeah, still life in us. Oh, well, you'd have loved it earlier, Pom, which I don't think you're quite of that vintage, if I'm a guessing man. But we're talking about in terms of older dads, the older generation, boomers, putting their wallet in their back pocket. And it must be the most uncomfortable
thing. I'd say it's Gen X.
Gen X.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. But it must be the most uncomfortable thing. I've always thought, sitting on your wallet. It's really weird. Raina, from 300k followers to new channels, just finding their feet. There you go. Very nice. Yeah, pneumonia. Wow. Yeah, my stepdad's had pneumonia. Thankfully, not to the worst case, but he has had it and he didn't even realize. So it can knock you around a fair bit. Raina, fingers crossed for a full recovery indeed. And likewise to your old man as well, Wayno. Jonas, I'm a big fan of Cottrell as a role player, second best run at the club, who always keeps his feet, but whoever ticked him off as fit to play in the AFL should come under investigation. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know how you stay across the pond because they change the rules every year at this rate now. There we go. Built an app so you can play and then you'll learn. Helps when you see it in action. Very handy. We always had Cody covered. It's just how expensive he'd end up being. Yeah.
Yeah.
Echo. Yeah, I saw that vision. Ocean Mullen has become a very good AFL football. Why can't we develop our Irish boys? Matt Duffy looks completely lost. Yeah, I saw the write-up on the Cult website about Duffy, and it was like, just basic stuff about working on two-way running and something else. And I was like, oh, if that's a reflection on where he's at. I mean, it's definitely hard to come across from where he has and, adapt as quickly as maybe some others. But yeah, it happens. Raina, 2 streamers I mod for are in film and television and working on A Quiet Place. Oh, wow. That's amazing, mate. That's so cool. I'll have to have a chat to you separate to this, mate, because I'm a bit of a film buff myself, and A Quiet Place is one of the better alien invasion type horror films That's I didn't even realize they're making a third one as yet. I think they made the first, the second. Actually, no, I think the third is the prequel. It might be. Yeah. But anyway, Pommy, I legit put it in my ass. There you go. See, out of context, anyone just joining the stream at the moment, you'd be like, "What have I joined?" We're talking about wallets, wallets in back pockets. So get your
in
9 out of the
pockets, not in other pockets.
Yeah, not in your prison purse. Hypnotic. I'm so old. My first few questionable films were watched on my old man's reel to reel. Wow. There you go. Old school. Petra, Lions got the Ashcrofts and the Pies got the Dacosses for pick 67 and a set of steak knives. AFL continues to fiddle with the rules. Yep. And I'd love to know your thoughts, Pom, as well, seeing as though you're a bit of a draft man. And I'm all about equalisation, but I love how the AFL just on the fly were like, oh, no, Carlton, because we expect you're going to get a bid on Cody Walker, you're not going to be privy to the end of first round picks that any team finishing in the bottom 5 should have access to. I'm like, come on. What are you doing? It just seems as though they're against us, really. Well, it's not a quiet place now, man. It's public if that's the case. But I think the expectation was they were going to make a sequel to it. So there you go. Good films. Are those, because you said there it was film and television, are they part of production, or is it casting, or are they movie reviewers or something of the ilk? There are a few that I watch. They're pretty cool. But anyway, ladies and gents, we've just ticked over 1 a.m. So we might put a wrap on this. I'm still surprised we have 26 people tuning in. Maybe it's maybe 23 of those are from the bot of that person that we had earlier on.
The bot's frantically trying to create more accounts, and we're going to be gone.
Yeah, exactly. Like, oh my God, quick, create an email at Gmail and then jump across. Apologies to that person because we'll be wrapping up shortly. Pom, expected it to be honest. Swan is huge on anti-tanking, and when I read the rules and an example such as you trade a pick and use the phrase natural order, I assumed it wouldn't count. Yeah. I just find it weird, though, that it incentivizes a team to put a bid on a player that they know they're not going to get access to, and they'll automatically get virtually a free pick at the end of the first round. I think that in itself is kind of questionable. Very, very strange. Production. One just finished filming the last season or current season of the Tulsa King. Well, if you're happy to drop the name of it, man, I'll check it out if you are happy, because I work in production myself, so I'd be keen to see if it's behind the scenes stuff that they do, or be pretty cool. Here you go, 8mm or 16mm projector. Geez, wartime type films. Bots are cooked purely because they make it hard to watch the hub now. You have to ask your mum to take a face pic so they come on here. My word. Is it called Don't Tell Anyone?
I don't think so.
No. Yeah, no, it's fine. You don't have to let us know, Raina. You guys did well. Don't worry about that clown. No worries. Thank you, mate. And thanks everyone for jumping on and dealing with,
and a respectful discussion as well.
Yeah, because they were bombarding.
I think that's the main thing. Yeah.
Ridiculous things, and honestly do like it purely, as I've said for years. If you pick one and you end up having third best player, it sucks. So don't mind it. Just a shame it's 2026. Yeah. I think it could have been rolled out over a number of seasons, I think, as opposed to just doing it smack bang without any notice outside of what's kind of been leaked into the media, which I think the AFL are classic at doing. It's like, just own it, have some planning behind it, and if you want to implement it, just let the clubs know so they can plan for it and, appropriately get the trades in they need to in terms of picks to match bids. Just a bit of a better rollout, I think, is probably something that they could have done better. Ash, when will you be trading Damo in for the DJ 300 who with AI can also do the Supercoach Edge show?
I mean, it would free up a lot of time in this man's schedule.
Beep, boop, beep, boop.
Yeah.
Yes, DJ 3000 from The Simpsons. Of course, a Simpsons reference. We can't get past you, Jonas. Very good.
This is why I'm on the Thursday pod now, because it's the only time we spend together for the entire week.
Yeah, that's right.
Because you're
Petra,
busy podcasting.
Damo, can you read this out, mate? There you go. I read it out. I believe it was Super 8. There you go. They were definitely triggered, and it happens a lot. Yeah, it does. I'm gutted I missed the drama, but well handled. Yes, thank you. Everyone was very respectful and not over the top. Could have told this person to GTFO, which for those uninitiated is get the out, which would have been well within our rights of doing. But we just did that by clicking a button.
Well, you did it.
Yeah. It's a Blues tax. They hate us. Yeah, the AFL, they just don't like us. Can you make GIFs of your own? That would be cool for the Discord. In order to add your own GIFs, you need to pay for their subscription on Discord, which I'm a poor man. And yeah, maybe down the track someday, but no, I don't think I've got access to it. If I do, if there's a way to do it, I will happily make a couple of GIFs. And that way we can add the Simpsons GIFs, which is, I know what you're pointing towards there, Jonas. That's a normal marriage, guys and girls. Me and Mrs. Pom legit now do our weekly shopping at 11 p.m. just to have a date night.
Well, you missed it earlier when we were discussing click and collect. We don't even do our shopping together because Damon can't be trusted not to fill a trolley with novelty food items. So we just do the old click and collect now.
Otherwise, I can just, when I pick up the click and collect, I can just wander inside and just be like, oh, wait, I've heard about this.
No.
Yeah.
No. And you love a petrol station, a servo. Oh, what's this when you're paying for petrol?
Yeah, the root beer that I had coming back from Seymour when we went and visited your nonna.
No, but you've come back from the servo with like exotic twisties with chips and bits. You don't go for sweet, so it's always savoury, exotic things.
Savoury.
You won't get like
Dynamic, we have a few silent family films. Just going back in time. You can build a time machine with all those 8mm reels there, I reckon. No worries at all, Alan. Appreciate you joining us, mate, from the start as well. I think you sent through the second message or thereabouts. So much love, mate, and appreciate you tuning in from the very beginning. And hopefully you have a great weekend, and hopefully it gets even better with the Baggers coming away with the win. Geez, the chat is coming on now. I think everyone knows now that we're wrapping up, so they're just furiously just spilling out. That's also a normal dad. We buy the junk food, then complain the kids don't eat normal food twice weekly, I'll say, while we have no normal food, just Pringles. We're to blame. Kissing over the frozen peas, very romantic, mate. Classic. Don't have the old machine. Cash purchases on the DL. Yeah, I'm a sucker for the new flavor chips. Legit, when they did cinnamon donut flavor twisties, I got them and hated life. Jeez, I would have fallen for them, Pom, if I'd seen them.
I think you did fall for them.
No, I didn't. Not for cinnamon flavored. I'd remember, believe me. I'm not a massive fan of cinnamon, apart from cinnamon donuts. But yeah,
I remember you getting the blue twisties last year. Was it
because they had the promotion with
Powerade?
Pepsi. Pepsi, it was the blue lightning, whatever it was, and that blue Pepsi tasted like absolute shite. And the twisties tasted like an arsehole as well, with the blue tongue. Looks like you've been sticking in your tongue in a whatever, a blue tongue lizard. Raina, I still don't like root beer. My wife drinks it like water though. I don't mind root beer. It's pretty good. Is there any chance we can ever get the Bluebirds back, mate? That is something that would be a completely throwback move. That and the hovercraft. Bring the hovercraft back. Been calling for it for years on end. And the old Captain Carlton as well. I don't know how old they would be now, but the one that used to do like backflips, like the more recent ones have been doing that. But this guy used to be on the hovercraft, backflip off the hovercraft, and it was a classic. Old school. Sounded genius, love cinnamon donuts, love twisties, seemed like the perfect food orgasm. Turned out more like a one-night stand for revolver. And you felt dirty afterwards, yeah. I get where you're going there, Pom. We still have the camera and projector. Petra's gone back in time. Petra's stuck in the 1940s. I feel like I'm Marty McFly. Let me get my DeLorean. I'll go back in time and I'll retrieve you from the 1940s there, Petra. As you can tell, I love my Back to the Future. Raina, I think I'll stick to sea salt chips. Sea salt. Original. Save the blue ring talk for your other channel. Very good, Jonas. Very good. That's blue talk. We call it, that's applicable. It's called blue talk. You're talking blue. The oldies would know that. Sorry, the vintage variety of us in the comments would know about that. Talking blue, as my grandfather used to always say. The blue films, they used to call them. The blue movies. That was pornography back in the day. They're called, I don't know why blue movies. Why blue? Was it like a hue of blue? Me, Petra, and Pom could join to keep it diverse. Just get us some nice bikinis. Nightmares about the blue jumper, yeah. My God. That won't be making a return. I'm 63, mate. My ballroom days are over, potentially. You try the Himalayan salt chips. Cheese. Now we're venturing back into supermarket chat. Pommy, you got to jump across to my other original channel, which is Supercoach Edge, where we're doing a live stream tonight. Every Friday night, we do it after the game. And we call it, instead of being Supercoach Edge, it's Supermarket Edge, where we delve into chat about, like, debates of, is chocolate best put in the fridge, freezer, or room temperature? That was one we had the other week. And you're a crazy person. Have it in the freezer.
Mm-hmm.
Coke v Pepsi, all that sort of stuff. So you got to jump on. Pom, you'll love it. Could be either. I haven't. They're great. Honestly, how good. I can't wait for Celtic salt chips. What is that? Can't say I've come across that.
I think my audio just died, and I need to go to sleep because our child will be awake, and I'll have to wake up.
We both have to go to sleep because I'm minding him tomorrow because you're out and about.
Yes, you're taking over the duties.
Indeed. Let me grab that. Excuse me. Oh yeah. Where are we? Do. There it is. Oh, sorry. Should have read ahead. You said found it. Cool. That's the link there. For anyone else that is keen to jump on for live stream tonight, on Friday night, thank you, Pom. You're a legend. You are always a legend, of course. You're a funny man, Pom. Very, very funny man. Of course, in reference to the Celtic salt chips. Classic. Well, that, ladies and gents, let's end things there. We still have 25 people tuning in. No one's, everyone's got an RDO on Friday by the looks of it.
Or work from home.
Yeah, working from home, or want to just watch us throughout. And Jonas, ranked top in your Supercoach League Shorties Supercoach Tug Tour. There you go. Thank you. Thank you, Pom, for jumping on. Appreciate your attendance and joining in the chat, getting everyone up and about. You're the what do they call him? The hype man. You're the hype man. But thank you, everyone, for joining. Raina, of course, one of the OG supporters, and we are very appreciative of him, along with everyone else here. Of course, we have Petra, we have Dynamic, Jonas, all the bots, Mr. Allen, who's since departed, and every single other person. Echo. Appreciate everyone joining us for a long stream, over 2 hours. So, and it's been pretty constant throughout. Must be said, over 20 plus people, which is testament to all of you and all your attention spans and the shit that we talk that we've somehow roped you in for. So appreciate all of you. Oh, there you go, Raina. Work from home when in Australia. It's Jonas. Jonas is a very funny man. It's a reference to another super coach content creator out there, Shorty. He's another funny man as well. But with that, Jonas, of course, have a very good weekend. Look at the chat going off their absolute nana. Remember, I've tipped Carlton. We'll probably lose. And you've tipped Port Adelaide, of course. So they'll come out on top and you'll say, I told you so yet again. Thank you, ladies and gents.
No, I won't. I told you so if we lose. I only do that if we win. You're being an eternal pessimist. But you can, I told you so me if we win.
No, I'll just say I'm a realist. And I saw it happening. I saw it unfolding before my eyes, like Michael Voss 2 seasons ago. Yep. There you go. That's the reference there. Well, thanks again, ladies and gents. All the very best. Thanks for joining us. Have a great weekend. And what do we say? Go Baggers. Go the Baggers. All the very best. Catch you later.
See ya.